Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our coaching call. This is part two of our 10-week program that we've set up, and this is a new beginning, I think, for a lot of you, and it's an evolution for us at Hero Home Source to deliver a new way of being in service to you guys on these coaching calls, and hopefully everybody has taken to part one and did what they were supposed to. We're going to kind of do a little review of that, and then give you some new conversations for part two, and each one is going to progress into a different arena for you. So very excited for that. And as always, we have a few staples that we go through within our coaching calls. Really would like everybody to connect with us on our social media pages. A lot of you have done so already, and I appreciate that. And this will be a forever staple. We always want people to like us on Facebook, join us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. It's really important because when I put something on Hero Home Source Facebook, it goes out to the people in the group. When you put something, it goes out to all of our people in the group, plus all of your people, and it really starts to morph from there. So if you don't get the connection that can be had from social media, I think we're all missing the boat. I think there's a huge opportunity in going viral with this, and ultimately it's going to help all of us, because if somebody calls me from Hallsville, Texas, that lead is going to go to the employee benefits director in that area. So it's really, it helps everybody in this. So please do that for us. Post exciting news, meeting you just had with the human resource director at a police department, a new deal, a closing you just had. You'll see some pictures. I'll show you some samples of some stuff, and really put this stuff out there and go viral with us on our social media. YouTube stores all of our videos. Our coaching calls are stored there in a private playlist. Everybody gets the link to go in and view those archives. It takes about a day to get everything edited and archived properly. But tomorrow you should have the link for today's call, and that'll go right to YouTube. Videos are there for you, 4-minute videos. Everything is stored on that page for you. So make sure you subscribe, and also let you know when I upload a new video so that you guys can go in and view if it's something that pertains to you. So connect with us on our social media. I've asked everybody to help me switch you over to our new email program because of the fact of how big we're getting. Outlook and the system we've been using is just not efficient enough for delivering mass communications that's needed. So we went into GoDaddy and an Express email platform. I've added you in there, but it puts you in as not an active subscriber. So it gets into a spam conversation for us at that point. And I need everybody to go in and update their profile, because when you opt in, you put all your information, make sure I got your phone numbers correct, your email address, and then you hit that HHS members box where that blue arrow is and hit subscribe. That's going to trigger a confirmation email to you. So you got to look for that, and I'll tell you, sometimes it takes an hour or 2, 3 hours for that thing to get to you. It's not instantaneous. Sometimes they get them right away, sometimes it takes a few hours, but you need to click on that and confirm it. Then you go to an active status, and that emails are more efficient and being delivered to you properly. It also eliminates going into spam folders. You still may have to add us to your safe recipient list. Click on your email, make sure that Chip at Hero Home Source and that express email from GoDaddy is in your safe sender list and safe recipient list, so that you receive all this information. And I don't think anybody can complain that I send you too many emails. I know I do not. I'm very, very aware of that. I don't want to bombard your inbox with any information unless it's absolutely necessary. So I think you'll agree that I don't overuse that ability with emails and text messages and so forth. So if you haven't done so already, I will include the link for you to go in and opt in and complete that process. I mean, we've got almost about 50% of our members, and I've been doing this for about a month. There's no reason why we don't have all of you opted in at this point, other than lack of just committing to the process. And literally it takes 3 minutes from start to finish to do the entire process. So it's not a long process. So please do that for us and keep us on track so that you'll continue to get those emails and know when the coaching calls are and all of that good stuff. Always want you to stay on track with your accountability sheets. I did start receiving quite a bit more this week, which is great. They're due every 2 weeks. I like to have them on Monday, normally in the morning, so that when I'm doing the slideshows here, I could get that information out and share with everybody what's happening, the great things that members are doing out there. And you'll see some of those examples today. Really great opportunities, new ideas for you to utilize. I mean, what they're doing in New Jersey, you can go out and duplicate in Boston. You can go out and duplicate in California. So it only helps all of us in the process. I love that word diagram, whatever they call those things nowadays that are coming up, but always like to see a couple of those words pop out. Loyalty, understanding, obligation, obedience, promise. That's really what that sums up accountability. I mean, I don't think you can ask for anything more in a conversation than some of those words that are in there. And that's what we're looking for. It takes accountability on your part to keep that guarantee in place that we offer, and more importantly, to arrive at your desired results within this program and within your business. And that's what we're just trying to accomplish with this program. Always take a look back over the past 2 weeks at what's happened, a couple of our superstars, the exciting news that we like to share. If everybody would real quick grab your cell phone, text the word HERO to 71441. So text HERO to 71441. That'll put you into our opt-in for our text message. You get one of those every 2 weeks. That's all you get. You should have got one today if you were opted in about an hour and a half ago, letting you know that the call was getting ready to happen. I think it's a good reminder for you to wrap up what you're doing and get yourself prepared. As we go to that new system, it's really nice to know that you don't have to rush back to your office, that you can do it in your car. You can be at, like I said, a Starbucks or a restaurant, put some earphones in, put your iPhone down on the table and listen to the call. So that's going to be some good things. So make sure you connect with us on our text network as well. Some of those things that I talked about when we share those accountability things, and I'm not going to give too much information out right now because this is a new thing for one of our members, and but it was a really nice conversation. I do believe he's on the call today, at least I hope he is. And it's a military appreciation event that they're doing at this sporting event, so needless to say there's going to be a lot of military action at this, and there's also a job fair attached to that. And there's a lot of opportunity, I think, in the job fair conversation. And when you look at it, how many people are extending these opportunities to our veterans, that they're trained and they have specific skills, but because of the way the job market is, it's even hard for them to find jobs. And I can tell you that there's probably a good bit of veterans out there that would love to enter into real estate and learn that career and that opportunity, and provides a vehicle for them. And what a really cool thing to have a veteran in real estate and in the Hero Home Source program. And we have a few of those that I know are on the call today. I know Mike and I know Greg that are vets and have put their time in and paid their dues, and now work in this program in real estate. And I think it's kind of an honor for me, to be quite simple, to put it in a simple way, to have them part of this, because I don't think anybody has more passion than these guys on it, and that's a really cool thing. So we've done a coaching call on job fair, and we've had those calls that come up, and I think there's a huge opportunity in that, and not to mention putting your information out there. So I'm very excited to work with him on that and see what we can do to help, and I'm going to get back to him this afternoon and see some conversation of what he's thinking out there and what we want to do. So just something to put in your head, just something to put out there. Our group in Rabun, and if you know Rabun, Georgia, it's a very small town. It's an older town, an older community, but they've pinged a large group of people into the program. 25-ish, roughly, hero signups that they put into the pipeline over the past 2 weeks. I mean, I watch them come in one after the other of people that are signing up into the program, and they're doing some great things out there, and that's a really cool thing to see when they're having these meetings and getting these people registered up within the program to start receiving benefits. So really happy with that group out there and what they're doing, and I think it's a great opportunity for all of you to get some people registered up here. I learned of a meeting set up with the police department, their human resources office, that's happening over the next few days. I don't know the exact date of that, but I know that they've made their calls and made their sales pitches and are now setting up their presentations as part of their accountability. And we've also had a lot of new deals from new members. I mean, we've always got deals running through, but the thing that's cool for me is that some of the people that have been in the program like a month or two are already starting to have deals in the pipeline, and that's really cool stuff, because they're not waiting, man. They're just like, let's go make things happen. Let's go talk to heroes. Let's go do stuff. Let's get rolling on this, and that's great, and I'm very proud of them and very happy to see those things happen very quickly for them. I like this slide from last week because I think it really paints a picture for you. As we talked about our social media pages and sharing some of that information out there, you can see that one of our members created a big check and put the buyer's name on it, the amount of their rebate, took a nice picture and put that out on our Facebook page. And I think that that's I don't know, I think that's pretty cool stuff to go out there and put out into the universe, share on the social media sites. Everybody looks pretty happy there receiving a rebate check. I'm sure the realtor's happy. I'm sure the buyers are happy. I know the seller's happy for selling his house. So I don't know. I like that flavor. I like that flair. I like that spin, I guess you'd say, and putting that out there and sharing that with everybody. So please, everybody, try to connect on that. I know I talked to Connie. We're going to talk about some conversations for her group out there on that as well. And one of the reasons I left this slide up is you see some of these samples of these charitable donations that we paid out over the last few months to the different organizations out there. Denver School of Science and Technology, that's a huge school out there. The PBA Heart Fund, the Wounded Warrior Project, March of Dimes, Make-A-Wish Foundation. I mean, that's pretty great stuff to see, and I'm a fan. I hate to say it, but I like the Celebrity Apprentice. I'm not a huge fan, but I do like the show. It's entertaining, some of those people on there, but you watch what they go out and do for their charities. These are rich people working as hard as they can to donate $20,000 to their charities out there. And these people could stroke a $20,000 check in a blink of an eye, but they're out there working to raise money. And I can tell you that it's an honor for us here to be able to provide those donations to these organizations. So I'm very proud of what we do with that, and glad to have you guys on board doing that, being able to make those charitable donations to these organizations. And I think as it grows, it's going to prove to be an even bigger piece of this puzzle than you even know right now. So thank you for all your help on that. We are working diligently on some replicated sites. Every time I do a coaching call, I get slammed with replicated sites. So we are working on those that have sent in. I know that over the next 2 days, I'm going to get re-hit again with a bunch of pings for sites. So give me like 2 weeks though. Give me, a little bit of time, and sometimes I get into a little window where my graphics person is away or doing some other tasks. So I'm trying to do them. Know that it's one of our top priorities is to get your sites up and running as fast as we can. So you can see the information we need. Email with the subject line replicated site, your name, of course, your email, your cell phone, the area, county that you work, and a cutout photo. This is an important part. That photo that's just sliding in now with the blue background of Gretchen is not a cutout photo. That has a background in it. Even if it's a white background, it's still a background. And if you can see on the American flag, how just Gretchen's head is in there. None of that blue background is there. If we dropped her picture on the flag, you'd see all that blue around, and it would really distort that branding part there for you. So that's why we want that cutout photo. So make sure you get those cutout photos. There's a company called Fiverr, Fiverr, that we use on a regular basis that you can go in for $5, send them a picture. They can do that cutout photo, save it in PNG format, which is what we need, pay them $5, and they'll knock it out. And these are a bunch of college kids that just love doing these projects for $5, because what you see is a huge challenge, and no, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do a cutout. They go like, please, they can do it in their sleep. So utilize those resources that we found and utilized over the years, and take advantage of them so that you get all the information you need for us. Past assignments were really quite simple. Week 1 on our curriculum was to do your research and create your data start points. I hope for your sake that you've started that task and are well underway. I'm okay if you haven't completed it. I think it is a work in progress. Quite frankly, I don't think it'll ever be fully done. I really don't. I think that there'll always be something else that you can add in, another contact, another connection, another resource. But you got to have that strong foundation. I mean, it's one thing to have a house and have that core house, your living room, your family room, your kitchen, your bathroom, but you may need to add on another bedroom, or you may need to add on a patio. Same conversation here. You're going to need that strong foundation to move forward on, and then add in as it deems appropriate. So I hope that you're at least 60 to 70% into your data start points. I think that that's a pretty fair number to put on it for the last 2 weeks. I know that I'm sure a lot of you had some downtime at night where you could have done, knocked out schools, knocked out universities in your area, knocked out some police stations over a period of a few days, and really started to compile that list. So really important. I don't want you to get behind the 8 ball, because 3, 4, 5 weeks down the road, as we're progressing through this curriculum, you're going to be like, dang, I got to do my data star points, and I got to do this program of prospecting that we did, and then before you know it, you're 6 weeks behind, and then you're scrambling around. So I'm trying to avoid that at all costs for you guys. So I'm going to keep beating that horse as much as I can. Assignment was to present the program to 5, make 2 sales pitches, and make 1 presentation to a group. Those are always our staples for our coaching calls and our assignments. I really try to keep you on task with what you need to do. I always believe that it's pretty realistic to take 2 listings, 1 a week within this program. I think that there's a huge opportunity, and we're going to go a little deeper into that with prospecting today. And of course, connect with us on our Hero Home Source social media pages. That's one of your assignments as well. Like I said, last week was research and data star points. Now we are moving into prospecting 101 and going a little further to take that opportunity with your data star points and kind of add to it and start digging a little deeper for you. As we look at that word prospecting, but I've highlighted some of the conversations for us here. Something expected, a possibility. That's what a prospect is. Financial expectations, especially of success, a potential customer, client, or purchaser, and then that last one down in the bottom, in the act of surveying or examining. Some really important definitions I think that you can identify with as far as prospecting and the act of a prospect and what you're looking for here. And it's no different than any other part of your real estate business, as you'll see as we go forward here, that there's a lot that can be tied in together. And I know this is not the prettiest slide, and I did this very quickly because it just kind of shot into my brain, but when I was prospecting my farm area, I had a farm area of about 1,700 homes. I was Forrest Gump, if you will, in real estate. Like, I would do expired letters, and I would wake up every morning. The first thing I would do was do my expired letters, 10, 20, 15 of them, whatever there were for that day, that came out at midnight that night. And I had my envelopes already addressed, like with my return address. I had the letter in it. I had it sealed. All I had to do was put their address on it, put a stamp on it, and put it in the mailbox. And I had a very specific system in that prospecting. And I would make sure that they were in the mailbox before my letter carrier came that day, so that I know people would receive them tomorrow. If I missed my mail person at noon, I know it was going to be 2 days. I know that they were getting inundated with people, and I lost the opportunity. Now, some people may call, and that's great, but I know that people get bombarded by phone calls. And if you're a cold call cowboy, great opportunity. But my experience with realtors over my 17-year career is that I would say 1% are good at cold calls, but that would be extremely generous number. And so I don't find a lot. So I look at how systems can be implemented for you, and I was very religious in that system. In my farm area, I was very religious in that as well. I knew that I had to do certain tasks every month to stay on those people's mind, to stay in the forefront, to separate myself from everybody else out there. So it would look something like this. On the first of the month, I would send out a postcard. It would be the same type of postcard. It would have the same look. My picture would be in the same place. My logo, my company would be in the same area. My wording would be in the center or wherever it was. But I would put different things in there, but it would be the same overall look, the same branding, if you will. And I would send that out on the 1st. On the 15th, 17th, somewhere in that area, I would do a door hanger because you can't afford to do postcards. You know, I know that it can be expensive. So I found a resource, $10 an hour people that would deliver my door hangers, got them for pennies, created and made black and white or whatever. And I would do that in the middle. And on the 25th, I would start calling people, and I would section it out and call maybe 50, 75 people every month and go through my list every year. And on the second month, I would repeat those steps. That's a system. That's prospecting. That's painting for gold. That's digging, looking for people, looking for those sellers, those buyers, whatever that source may be. And on the third month, I might change it up. On the first, I would send a personal letter in an envelope with a stamp, hand addressed, so it looks personalized, got more open rate, got better readership out of it. And then I would go back to my door hanger and my phone calls. On the holidays, I would do pumpkins around Halloween. I would do American flags on 9/11 and the 4th of July. And it's pretty cool when you drive down the street and you have a uniform look. You put those flags on the same point of the driveway for everybody all the way down the street. So when you drive down, you just see a row of flags all waving in the wind, all uniform, all straight line, all the way down. This is prospecting, and I know that I don't want to say that I'm on a soapbox, but I want to start to paint a picture for you of what's needed. And this program is certainly no different in prospecting or looking than for sale by owners or REOs or any of those things. If you look at an REO, do you get listings the first time you call Bank of America? Hey, I'm an experienced realtor. I've been doing this for a long time and I'm really good. I sold 3 REOs last month and can I get some listings? It doesn't happen like this. I've been on Foreclosure Friday calls and other REO calls and watched the things that you need to do to become aligned with a bank, to get foreclosures and short sales, and to do that. That's some tasks. That's some accountability. When you want to put this program up against that, it's a no-brainer. That would be the only way that I could describe it. I can't really explain it any differently than the steps that you need to take to set up. Now, they can be very fruitful when you do it. But if you're having trouble creating data start points and just sitting at home at night and compiling a list of all your fire stations, REOs might not be for you either. Just putting that vibe out there for you to let that sink in a little bit. Expired listings, when you call them, do they say, sure, come over? For sale by owners are waiting for you to call and ready to list the first time you call them. I can tell you that that's nothing further from the truth. I mean, you have to break down walls and break down barriers before you ever get in any light there. And then, of course, buyers are loyal. They never switch agents or drop you for no reason. I know one of the person on the call had a situation like that, and certainly understand that. But this is what prospecting is all about, and it's all gonna start to make sense for you in a couple slides, I hope. I think that, painting this picture for you starts to let you know where we're headed and what we're trying to accomplish as we go through this 10-week outline, and kind of have you looking at things a little differently. This program takes work. It takes salesmanship. It takes prospecting. There's no misunderstanding about it. And I'll ask that question. Are you looking for something easy or are you looking for something worthy? Because this is not easy, but it's worthy. I can tell you that it is easier than REOs. I can tell you that it can be easier than for sale by owners. It can be easier than expired listings. I can tell you that there's not as much salesmanship goes into this program as some of these others. And I like to think of it as more telling about the program rather than selling the program. And I think that when you look at that, it might really start to put things in perspective for you to an extent. But there's going to be some finesse. There's got to be some conversations that go into it, and persistence that happens in making those connections out there. And I coach baseball. I know a lot of you heard I coach my son. When you're talking about baseball, and everybody likes to swing for the fences. Everybody likes to see the home run ball go over. And believe me, as a coach, I like to see it too. It's cool. But in most cases, you're going to score 1 run. I watched a lot of realtors in the pre-construction day really bang their head against the wall trying to bag that big elephant and chasing that big white elephant and trying to land that big client, all to the detriment of everything else that was going on around them. Okay, they were missing the boat. They were trying to hit that big home run and they were striking out. When I'm watching these kids and coach, I'm like, get on base, get a hit, get a walk, get on base. You got 2 or 3 kids on base, you hit a single, you score 3 runs. Okay, now you're 3-0. So I want you to understand that we're going to try to hit those home runs, but we're also going to try to hit those singles. We're going to go step by step and prospect on the beginning level and see what doors can open up as a result of hitting a bunch of singles. I hope that makes sense for you. It makes sense in my head really, really well. So I hope it made sense for you guys. So we looked at our data start points, and in the beginning we had a blank slate, a clean slate. As you're progressing through this now, we're going to start to look like this. We've got more and more information, more names, more contacts, more phone numbers, more email addresses, all within those. You can see the blue. Those are email addresses, all in our data start points. And that's what we want to look at. And yes, somebody did say better to hit that home run with bases loaded. Absolutely. but you got to get those singles. You got to hit those singles, get those guys on base. And that's what we're all about here. Getting people on base, hitting a few singles, then hit that home run. Go through and make sure that you're familiar with your digital marketing package. This is where this stuff begins. I get a lot of inquiries. People going, hey, I'm meeting with a lender. I need some information. Okay, well, if you go in to your data, to your digital marketing package, your information, addendums, mortgage, and title, the fourth one on there, has that information in there for you. I've tried to give you guys, I tried to empower you to have all that information. And it's evident to me that some people missed the boat, didn't go through their digital marketing package, didn't understand what was in there. And really, I mean, I'm glad to help, but you don't need to wait on me. I'm trying to give you everything that you need to put in your arsenal, in your toolbox, so that you're ready, that you're prepared, that you've internalized this and ready to go out there. If anybody needs the new link with updated stuff, I'm happy to send it out. In fact, I'll probably just send it out with this video. Your discretion if you want to download the complete package again or use what you have. But you put this on your desktop. You download a Dropbox, put it on your desktop. You can put it on your laptop, put it on a thumb drive. You have everything you need. Wherever you are, you've got everything that you need for the program. So we'll put that out there. But make sure you familiarize yourself with your digital marketing package. I'm going to start at the beginning with buyer and sellers, because I think that these are singles. This is the best way that I can describe it to you, is hitting those singles. There's some letters in the Dropbox folder, marketing docs. There's a door hanger that speaks of your real estate career, speaks of maybe staging designation or customer first designation. Maybe you put some information about REO, short sale, foreclosure specialist. I got to change the logo to our new logos on there. But you can see that Hero Home Source is branded on there. I don't want you to go out marketing just that you're a Hero Home Source realtor, because that's going to section you out from everybody else. I want you to market to everybody that you have, whatever your credentials are, you know what they are, that you're a staging expert, customer first designation, that you're an REO specialist, that you're also a member of Hero Home Source. We offer teachers, law enforcement, firefighters, military personnel, discounts, rebates, and incentives on their home, buying or selling. Put that information, tell everybody, brand yourself in your area, in your farm area, in your community. Let people know what you can do. So you meet a teacher and sell her home. Boy, oh boy, that's a great single. Okay, that's a perfect single. We have a man on base. You sold a teacher's house. But now what is that teacher going to do for you? She's going to tell all of her other teachers. She can tell the admin in her school. She could tell the principal and make those relationships. Now you start hitting grand slams. Okay. First thing I see is a lot of people go out. They start either talking to individual people or they go straight to the principal. And they're missing some of the stuff in the middle. Both are no wrong conversation in that, but we're trying to keep you step 1, step 2, step 3, all the way down the road. Meet a cop. Help a cop buy a house and let him introduce you to his captain, his chief, whatever that looks like. So there's some little samples in there for you, and those letters can be customized to you, your name, their Word documents and things like that, very easy to navigate. And start marketing on a daily basis to your buyers, to your sellers, letting them know that you're a part of this program. I'll bet you cash money that a lot of people on this call are working with buyers now that never even mentioned the Hero Home Source program to them. Never even mentioned it at all. Somebody could have lost a buyer or a seller and not got a listing, and had they mentioned Hero Home Source, that guy might have been a retired cop or a retired teacher or whatever. I just know that this to be a case, and really be proud of it and put it out there into the universe for everybody. And I think that those singles will start to materialize into runs, and eventually 2 and 3 home runs and grand slams. And I know that to be a true story. Open houses are a unique opportunity for you to really present yourself. Have a laptop or an iPad tablet. Have the 4-minute videos there that a teacher can play. Have some flyers or business cards about you and the Hero Home Source program, and mention it to people. Have conversations and dialogue. It really starts to separate you from everybody else in your marketplace and really make you, quite simply, look a little more special, look more effective, more competent in what you're doing. And there's no reason not to be doing some open houses to try to gain new listings. We all know people in the neighborhood kind of meander through open houses and want to see what their neighbor's house looks like and what they're selling for. What a great opportunity for you to make a connection 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road. This guy's going to sell his house. Remember that he met you at an open house and that you're a member of the Hero Home Source program. Can't hurt, I can tell you that. Promise you it won't hurt. It can only help you in that. So utilize those advantages in your open houses. Flyers, letters, play the videos, business cards, and brand yourself with Hero Home Source. We looked at some of the research opportunities, and I just want to go back through this. I'm not going to really go through it in detail, but these are some of those searches that we had did from 2 weeks ago with your research and data start points. And this is the act of prospecting. We started to get that big list of all the different organizations and the schools and the police stations and fire stations. And now we want to start looking a little more into that granular detail of the definition of prospecting that we looked at the beginning. Who's a possible client? Who are we looking for? I don't want to say the needle in the haystack, but who's that one person? I mean, we all know that you're going to call up a school board and you may have to jump through a hoop or two. You may have to have a certain conversation. You may have to do a proposal. You may have to go around that person and get to another member in that organization to make this thing happen. And that's all part of the process. It's just like REOs. You're not going to pick up the phone and get the head of REOs at Bank of America and have a dialogue. You're going to have to do some other digging, some other research, and that's what we're looking for in these coaching calls that we're doing. And these are a lot of the different samples that we did. You know, the public schools for Gwinnett County, this is their main website with all the different schools listed. You click on it, all the teachers pop up. Gives you the superintendent of schools and their information right there. All that's there for you. Add into your data start points to start your prospecting, start these systems and implement these programs in there. This is more on schools, different schools that we had. Westwood College that had a school for criminal justice where my nephew graduated. Great opportunity in those conversations. Office of Veteran Affairs at Gwinnett Technical College. I mean, you can see the list goes on, and I'm not really, I'm not much rehashing this as much as kind of putting the nail into it that's saying all this information is out there for you to add in these data start points, start this prospecting, start at ground zero with the daily business that you're doing and kind of watch where it goes from there. Oh dear goodness, that slide came out terrible. All right, sorry about that. That slide does not look like that on my PowerPoint. I tell you, we have been having trouble with some of this stuff, but when you look at your prospects, you can see that captains, chiefs, the principals, the administrators, the superintendent, your school board, city county managers, your president of the American Legion, the commander at the VFW, all these things become prospects for you. All of them become points of contact. And I can't even think to put all these things on these slideshows. It'd be like 10 slides deep of all these different contacts out there. And that's what we have to look for in prospecting, is finding that person that we're going to talk to, the right person to make those connections. We're going to set these prospects and these data start points up in your MailChimp account. If everybody hasn't set up their MailChimp account, what are you waiting for? It's free. Okay, you can send, sorry about that, you can send up to 2,000 subscribers, 12,000 emails for free. No reason everybody shouldn't have that free account set up. I would get your data start points 90% of the way done, and then you can add in as you need to, and you can update your MailChimp account and get these things in. Set up your distribution list, one for your teachers, so that you don't have to send it generalized. You can send one email to all of your teachers and customize it to that. One to firefighters, and set up these different distribution lists in there so that you can communicate effectively and make it specialized to them, to that hero and what they're doing and how they've helped us. So get those set up. As always, integrate this in, and this is really what the call was about. This is a staple that I talk about every week, but integrating this into your day-to-day business will really change everything for you. I know that to be a fact. It separates you from every other realtor, gives you a lot of credibility, a lot of branding on the day-to-day part of your business. Open houses are different, listing appointments are different, so there's a huge opportunity in hitting those singles. And eventually you'll hit those home runs, I guarantee it. I promise you that a teacher is going to go in and fight for you to get into the school. A cop is going to fight for you to get into the police station. Military people are going to fight even harder for you to present to everybody at their base or whatever that looks like in the area. So they're going to help you hit those home runs as you go through and build those relationships. I still would love to see more press releases. I've had a few that were sent in over the last few months. I think that there's no reason for every member of this program to not do a press release in their area. I mean, if you're a brokerage, do a brokerage press release and put it out for the brokerage that you've joined the program. Create some awareness. If you're individual members, brand it to yourself, putting it out there. the newspaper's always looking for stuff to fill. If you pick up a newspaper, there's so much banter in there. It's ridiculous. I know they'd love to share how local realtors are giving back to the community and being in service to our heroes. I mean, Walmart has a blitz on TV now that's hiring heroes. They're hiring military personnel at Walmart right now. So obviously they felt the need to spend a ton of prime time air space and put that out there. And we're certainly doing that as well in giving back to our heroes. So there's no reason that you shouldn't put those press releases out there and spread the word of what you're doing in the local communities there. I know they want to hear it. Your weekly assignments are real simple. Keep defining your prospects, keep researching out, keep finding those diamonds in the rough, if you will, and making those connections. Add them into your data start points. Let this thing build and grow. Make those 5 presentations of the program, 2 sales pitches, and make that presentation every week. Take a few Hero Home Source listings. You're never broke if you've got listings. I can tell you that for a fact. I mean, you've always got something. If you've only got 2 listings and one's overpriced and one has the smell of dog, you're probably going to be broke when you look at that picture. When you've got 12 listings, you're going to start making some money, okay? Unless you've taken them all overpriced and they all smell bad. But taking 12 listings over a period of a few months really starts to make you look like a completely different realtor out there. And I think that you could really utilize this program to take more listings. Like, I'm not going back to reinventing the wheel of real estate, but I'm telling you to go out and work Hero Home Source and add some of those in, taking 2 listings, 3 listings, 4 listings a month, and you'll start to see some things happen there and things change for you as well. And I know that you can utilize this program. I did it. I utilized this program to add to my listing inventory and separate myself from everybody else out there. I've been doing it a long time, so I know that it works and can be effective for you. I'm not speculating on the fact. I know it for a fact that it will improve your listing inventory. So those are your assignments for the next 2 weeks and moving forward. Always be that consultative resource. I have all that information in the local level of what's available for your heroes out there. Let them know when you're talking to them in meetings that you're available for private counsel, for foreclosure avoidance and short sale solutions, and be able to help them and guide them and direct them in the proper way of all the different things that are out there. Know about dollar homes and know about maybe your county has. I know in Georgia, like I said, a million times, we have some programs where cops and firefighters can buy homes 50 cents on the dollar. I know in my area we have programs where cops can buy homes for 50 cents on the dollar. They got to buy 1 or 2 or 3 homes, live in a certain area. Those are restricted programs and they're not for everybody. Let them know that our program is available. You can buy any home anywhere. Just make sure you have that in your arsenal, in your toolbox, and are ready to present that to everybody. In closing, make sure you register with us. I always do a final close. Make sure everybody knows. Make sure you confirm your membership with us. I'll send those links over. Make sure that you connect with us on our social media pages. Make sure that you help spread the word and help us all go viral. It's only going to help all of us in the long run. That will conclude prospecting. I hope that you're starting to get a flavor of where we're going with this. We're going to start looking a little deeper into farming and follow-up and some of the conversations on our next call. You can see it all laid out for you. We're going to start getting into presentation basics. We're going to start getting into locking arms with vendor alliances, and that's going to ramp up a little bigger. We're going to look at the initial contact with the hero and how that's going to start out. Integrating this into your marketing. We're going to look at going deeper on all the branches of the tree. Losing track on weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4 is significantly going to hurt you on 7, 8, 9, and 10. You're going to get lost. I can promise you that right now. So if you're coming in right now on week 2 or week 3, you may be a little off, but you can still catch up. But I can tell you, start at 1 right now. Make sure you get caught up because it's going to be a fun ride as we get through 10. And I'm looking very excited about where we're going to end up on this if you can't tell. Make sure you chart your course, create your daily and weekly to-do lists, customize your marketing pieces, get familiar with your data start points and everything that's out there. Sorry about my slides. I have a graph, that diagram that was supposed to pop up there, but it did not for some reason. So I do apologize. Oh, there it comes. Make sure, get in your Outlook and make sure you block that time, and making a commitment to a block of time is pretty important. I know that if you worked at Walmart as a cashier, you wouldn't be able to go out and leave the cash register stand and call the title company and find out what happened. You wouldn't be able to run off to Starbucks and get a coffee. You wouldn't be able to have a chat by the water cooler. And you have to treat your real estate business exactly like this. And I'm not trying to be, when you block your time and respect your time, things will change in every aspect of your real estate career, your personal career, your everything. It'll change for you. When you respect that this is your Hero Home Source time, that you're going to hunker down and do your data start points, you're going to do your prospecting, you're going to make your calls, set up your presentations, do your door hangers, whatever that looks like, it will change. Okay? It will, no kids, no emails, no phone calls, whatever that time is, I don't care when it is, but 11 to 1 on Monday, 9 to 12 on Wednesday. When you block it, it's Hero Home Source time, or it's expired, or for sale by owners, whatever it is, okay, things will change for you. Things will be dramatically different in every aspect of your business. So be a taskmaster, block that time, stay with that quote that I love. If you want something to work for you, you have to be willing to work for it. One of my members gave me that quote, and I'm not sure where he got it from, but I do so love it. So in closing, I can always leave you with a few thoughts. I mean, you could call it karma, you could call it reciprocity, you could say it's like a gimmick, but we really call this program good business. Being in service to others is a good business decision. Being that humble servant to our heroes is a good thing. We're giving back, we're helping them, we're really doing something for them and paying back for all that they've done for us. And I always like that analogy of dropping the pebble in the pond and watching the ripples go out. Hit that single and take care of that teacher and let her spread that ripple effect throughout her school, to her principal, to the administrators. And the same thing happened with police stations. And that's really what we're looking to try to accomplish with this. So thank you guys very, very much for being on. We had a great turnout when it was all said and done. We had a lot of members on, which is great to see. I do appreciate the time you've taken. Give me this 45 minutes to an hour here. Thanks very much, and I look forward to part 3.